Now, mushrooms have been around for a very, very long time. A mushroom is a fungus, and you wouldn't think that a mushroom could act like a medicine, but it has some powerful effects that can mimic actual drugs. So it's quite amazing. So let's go through 7 and talk about some of the effects that these certain nutrients in mushrooms can create. The first one is the Reishi mushroom. It has the ability to increase natural killer cells. Natural killer cells are pretty ninja cells. They basically can kill cancer cells and destroy viruses. This mushroom also can increase the number of white blood cells. Amazing. It has anti-cancer effects. Of course, this is one of them right here. It can decrease fatigue and help stabilize blood sugar. I'm going to put some references down below on all these points right here. Now, these mushrooms do a lot more than what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the main effects that it can create. Shiitake mushrooms. 83% of all the shiitake mushrooms come from Japan. And they have the same amino acids as meat. They can decrease LDL. They can also lessen the plaquing, the amyloid plaquing in the brain. They have properties of decreasing blood pressure, and even one study indicated that it can inhibit leukemia, which is a blood cancer. Fascinating. Then we get lion's mane, which can prevent dementia. It's great for focus, concentration, memory. Why? Because it can increase the cell growth in the hippocampus, which is the area that if you lose this, you lose your memory. And by the way, as a side note, you can also lose the hippocampus by being vitamin B1 deficient, zinc deficient, and by consuming a high-carb diet. That's why keto is very beneficial. This part of the brain can regenerate. Okay, then we have Chaga. It's antibacterial, it's antiviral, and it's anti-cancer. Pretty cool. All right, Cordyceps. Now, this is used by a lot of athletes. It's good for exercise performance, exercise endurance, strength. It's an adaptogen, so it helps you cope with stress and lessen the effect of stress on the body. There's actually 22 studies just on what it can do for chronic kidney disease by lessening this disease. Fascinating. They can prevent arrhythmias. And then we get turkey tail mushrooms. Powerful, powerful, powerful anti-cancer. It supports the immune system. It increases monocytes and phagocytes, which actually help clean up a lot of the garbage and also kill off microbes. Then we have maitake mushroom. This is an adaptogen, so it's good for adrenal stress, increasing your ability to cope with stress. It's good for anxiety, and it's anti-cancer. So what's the common thread with all these mushrooms? They nearly all have powerful anti-cancer properties, which is quite fascinating. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's some only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto and Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.